Hi folks, and welcome to the Filmonic channel. And I'm in the forest on a little bimble. Don't have a lot of time, but I thought I'd show you a little project I find pretty practical to be able to do in the forest, because assume you are on a bimble and you left everything at home, and there is this beautiful lump of resin oozing from a tree, and but you don't have a container to put it in, and so I will try as I might to make myself one from a dead spruce tree. This is I just took my Swiss Army knife. This is the Huntsman, and just used the saw to saw it off from the fallen tree, and you can see it's already a little bit rotten. I hope it will turn out all right, no less. What I'm doing here is I want to remove the bark because it's so rotten, and I just don't like that, and not using a lot of force. So, and what we want to do now is we want to drill a hole in the middle. I want to clean up the edges a little bit. Looking where the thicker part is, it's almost the same, but on the thicker part you just remove the sharp edge a little bit, because it should be able to stand on the upper part. You can even round it if you like, but I'm just removing a little bit of material, because that doesn't take a lot of time. And so you can always clean that up afterwards a little bit better, and you'll like that. What we want to use now is the awl on, and just drill a hole in the middle, just pokey into the pith of the tree and the core wood, and don't use a lot of force, because with the Vic awl there's always the risk that you split the wood, and drill it down as far as it would go, just like that. So now as far as it would go, and now you're left with a problem to get the awl out again, and that's pretty practical. Just move it to the other direction, and then you can pull it out. Now that hole isn't as big as we would need it, so there's something. I must say that I do not recommend doing this, because doing this obviously is not how the saw is intended to be used. And please be safe. Be safe. And I put my thumb on top and my index finger like so, and this offers me a lot of control, and I can carefully, please don't use a lot of force again, use the saw to widen the hole. And by the way, this is a hack I got from Felix Imler, and go to his channel. There are so many life hacks he's got there, and obviously this is as far as we are going at the moment. And what these holes do is just we are starting we are getting a start on the hole. Now I take out my knife and must tell you something about drilling with a knife. A lot of times you see people just slamming it in and going like so. This is possible, but it also puts a lot of pressure on the tip. A knife is made for cutting, as is a drill, by the way. But a drill is pretty different to a knife, and so you need to work from the edges, like so. Just cut. Don't use a lot of force, and you want to take your blade like so, because, well, folks, it's a slip joint, and better safe than sorry. And what we want to do is we want to create sort of a conical shape, just going like so. If you get the first start, it is going pretty well. It is taking a bit of time, and if you got some sort of an auger or something with you, that's obviously better, and it's not how it would work in a workshop situation. But if you're in the woods and left in one for some resin or what have you, a container in general, well, you need to improvise, and this is what I want to say with this is, well, and now you are we are already nearing the end of the hole we have drilled. It's a little bit arduous. Also, you can see this is now how the grain works, and so you need to cut off the splinters. Please always take care not to cut yourself, because it's a slip joint. And now I'm working in a chiseling motion. I'm putting the tip down the hole in order, like so, you know. And if you had a longer knife, like a slate knife or something, this would be, or a mora or something, this would obviously be a little bit more convenient. But a lot of you guys, especially from the UK or from Germany, this is what you will have on a Bimble. I think, especially if you need to go on a train, and sometimes not even that. And it's a little bit the test of your patience too, and so you don't need to apply a lot of force. This is one of the reasons why I like to take spruce for that, because a spruce carves pretty easily, and you don't want to you can make this from beechwood and or oak even, and for other containers this would be a really great thing to have. But if you're in one for something like this, you need to get it done, and so Now I'm using my knife tip to actually drill. And the reason why this is possible is that I have created a platform to work from. And because the leverage on the blade isn't as great anymore. So this is possible without putting too much stress on the tip of the blade, because there isn't too much material to be moved. And also I'm not applying a lot of pressure. Even so, it blunts the tip. It's not that it would be a big issue or something, but another reason I don't apply a lot of force is that I don't want to load the spring too much, because, well, it's a slip joint and it can actually fold back on you. Better safe than sorry, as I like to say. And this takes a little bit of time and patience, but it's also pretty cool to get your mind off things again, because this is something you must be on the alert. You must remain focused. That's not what I'm saying, but it's also a repetitive movement that pretty much gets you in the zone. So this is actually quite good for you. And frequently removing the shavings from the inside. And remember, if it is at all possible, use a cutting motion rather than a drilling motion. And because it's not a drill, it's a knife. And the shavings also add a little bit of resistance if they are inside there. So take them out frequently. This is the reason why drill bits have this thingy, spiral, in order to transport the shavings out. And actually this is a pretty dangerous thing to make, because you're carving towards your hand. And also so I am not tiring to say, don't apply a lot of force, because and don't get eager. As soon as you get eager, put it aside, have a sip of tea, and come back to it later. If you feel like you're getting stressed out by it and you want to get it done and what have you, well, no harm done. Put it aside. That's not work. It's your leisure, and you do this because you want to calm down a little bit. And and I think now we're getting deeper and checking how deep it goes, like so. It's like so, and if that is already sufficient for you, you can call it quits at this point. What you can do now is you can use your knife in such a motion, in a cutting motion again, to widen the hole. And you want to put the spine of your knife towards the opposite side to your cutting, and start by hollowing out, by scooping out the conical part of the like so. And by doing so, you are pretty safe because you're pressing this against the spring. Don't forget to turn your piece frequently. And again, don't work with a lot of force. Work with a sharp tool. And also the grain might be different on one side, so you want to check the direction of your and test the direction of where you are going, where you're aimed. And I recommend that you also do this frequently if you want to deepen the hole. Just carve it out in order to reduce the resistance, the cutting resistance. Keep in mind it's wood, it's not steel or ceramic or plastic, so you want to leave a little bit of beef to the outside, especially if you want to carve a stopper or something. This will aid a little bit of. Also, you can clean up the outsides a little bit more if you do it like so. If you keep a little bit of beef to the thickness, you'll be a little bit safer. And actually, on one hand, I find it pretty fascinating to understand materials, and it is also something, get to learn your wood. It's something that I really can recommend, because each wood is suited for other applications. There is no such thing as a bad wood per se to carve. Only it's just like with steel for knives or something. Rebar is a really great material, only not for knives. It's just a great material for construction and for concrete armation and stuff, but it's not great for knives. And something same goes. Spruce is pretty great for maybe even TP poles or something, and other things as well. But it's not great for an axe handle. And so if you know the properties of your wood, you can craft a lot of stuff that actually does hold its own. It's not, and you know, a lot of people say, well, I won't craft my own stuff because it will be all crap. Well, the first things I carved was also crap, and often I end up with stuff that's still crap. And just like that, you're left with something that would be already usable. You can, or I will, deepen this a little bit, still hollowing it out a little bit. And now I'm using a lot of force, which I shouldn't do, but I light is sinking a little bit, so I'm getting eager, which you shouldn't do. So always remind yourself, don't get eager. And if something you say you nearly got your knife hold on back on you, it's not the knife, it's you, because you get impatient, and you well, it's a tool, and every tool has its advantages and shortcomings. And often in the survival scene, you hear complaints about it not having a locking mechanism. Well, it doesn't have, and if that's what's on you, you want to make do with it. And actually, other than that, it's a pretty awesome tool, because honestly, if you know how to use this knife, well, it's not all you need. It's not the ultimate survival knife or the ultimate bushcraft knife, but it's pretty versatile, and it can do a lot of stuff. Well, maybe it's just me, but I won't be able to do this with a Cold Steel SRK. So, not actually, maybe I come across as that I want to bash the Cold Steel SRK. I'm personally, I do think that the very special kind of marketing Cold Steel didn't do knife users worldwide too much of a favor, because, well, it's always that martial, and it's always, well, us against the zombies and stuff, and so I'm not too fond of that. So this might be also, I might be a little bit biased, but honestly, it's just like I said. I personally would not be capable of doing this with such a knife, and I find I use a Swiss Army knife more often than not for having on my person, and because it's a toolbox. It's with just one tool, you get a lot of options for creating stuff, and this is what I like. It's this is what I like to do, and this is not the ultimate survival knife. It's got its shortcomings, and so, but it can do a lot of things, and given there's no such thing as the one perfect knife anyway, and if you keep that in mind and don't expect wonders and the next Excalibur hardcore grail knife that does everything, because that doesn't exist. It can't be. There are as many preferences as there are people, and so and I'm pretty much getting there. And if you look at that, that would already be enough for putting in a lot of resin, and you could carve a stopper for it, and then you were already good to go. And I will do this. Maybe the light is getting a little bit low, and I don't want to to make such a crappy video again. You can, I know you can decorate the outside a little bit, clean up a little bit, and you are left with a little vessel for storing resin in, or even pitch solve. And I need to cook myself some again soon, so I will be foraging for pitch and getting myself some beeswax again, and I got some sage still. I always like to add some sage and cloves, or clove oil, even essential oil, clove essential oil, because this is also adding to the antiseptic properties of the salve. Also some comfrey or something for healing for wound healing properties, and for skincare, and which is actually amazing if you use this for wound treatment. And by the way, this is not a medical advice. This is just telling you, regard it as a story I'm telling. Maybe it's even fictional. It was the word. Not fictitious, not fictional. Fictional was the word. And you can always clean this up at home. There will always be some splinters down there left, which you can burn off if you want, which also sort of, well, it doesn't harden the surface. It makes it more brittle, but it also makes it smoother. And if you remove that with a little bit of sand and sort of a dowel you turn through. And but this is something for another video, I think. But if you can see, good to go with just a little Swiss Army knife. And this is something I really want to emphasize, that a lot of times this is the ultimate survival knife. This is the ultimate piece of gear. And I'm a gearer myself. I love to have a lot of knives, and I own a lot of knives, and I'm always a little bit, well, given the times being that as they are, if anyone would come to my home and see what I got, this would be pretty bad for me. And not because I owned weapons or something, because I don't like weapons at all. There's just tools, but people don't like tools anymore. And this is, well, I'm by the way, I'm not afraid of the authorities. I'm afraid of politics, and because, and you might understand, and you might get my meaning, because this is not about serving the people anymore. It's just, but enough said. It's just about creating something. And what I want to say is, the Swiss Army knife is a pretty great thing if you know how to use it, and it takes some time to get accustomed to it and to its potential, because lots of times you hear people complaining about the Swiss Army knife not being a survival knife, not that it would be geared towards survival in any way, but it's just a toolbox in your pocket. It's nothing more, nothing left, and no one ever said otherwise. And the thing is, it's not the ultimate piece of gear, but you can well, I have carved spoons with it. I have carved vessels with it. I have lit fires with it. I have prepared food with it. I have carved needles and pins and clothespins and lots of implements with a Swiss Army knife. And so what it doesn't do is heavy battening. But there are also ways to work around that. And this is, well, enough said. You know my stance on that. And so enough said. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. And things like this offer me personally a lot of resilience, as you well know. And in that aspect, you know what I want to say now. Get out there, enjoy the forest, and stay sane and healthy, and get your mind off things. Be out there and enjoy the silence, or later on in the year, the bird song and the sprouting of the herbs again. And we are headed for lighter days. They are ahead, and it's becoming February already, and with February the days will be as long as the nights again. And so at least in that aspect, there's always hope. And so, and enough said. Thanks for watching, and I really hope to see you soon. Bye.